Hi, everyone. My name is G. Fletcher, and I'd like to welcome you this evening to How to Start Your Legacy Business in 30 Days, even if you don't know how. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Gronia. I'm originally Irish, but I go by the name of G because my name is Gronia. And I've lived now over in Australia for the past 30 years. So my background has been entrepreneur, traditional business owner for the past nearly 30 years. All I knew, and I don't know if you can relate to me, all the homeowners and the business owners out there, but I used to dread school holidays. We had to move as well out of Sydney because of not being able to afford to have another child down there. But my biggest regret was always school holidays with my kids. Because we had our own business, we were kind of the first ones in, the last ones to leave. And I used to dread them coming along because I used to do the beg and borrowing on my days off. I would take all the kids, and then on the other days, I would send my kids out. I'd farm them out to everyone and anyone just so I could get to work. And about 5 years ago, I found Protandem, and I was lacking energy. I didn't have much sleep. I was run ragged, and I really found that it had a huge effect on me. Now, little did I think that I'd be able to step away from our home-based business and have our traditional business and have my own home-based business that has turned global and international. So now I get to work from the soccer pitch, from the in the queues in the mall, wherever I need to work, that's where I go. So now I don't get to regret soccer. Even today, I was able to go and watch my daughter play soccer in the middle of the day because her team was playing. And I was never able to do these things. So I'm really, really grateful. So tonight we're going to talk to you just about the different types of business that are out there. And I hope it'll give you a bit of insight into, maybe just giving you a better understanding and education about what it's all about. Okay. So most women, and I truly believe this, we want to contribute financially. We want to have time flexibility. That was my biggest thing. I really wanted to have my own time back. There is a feeling empowered and independent. That was another thing that I really wanted. But also I know for me, and I think most people out there, you want to feel like your life has got some purpose and meaning, that you're actually making a difference in the world rather than just being more than a mom, that you're actually out there and you're doing better things. So I want to ask you, and maybe you can put it in the chat, if you were to maybe pick two of these, which ones would they be? Better health, extra income, financial freedom, having your own business, more time to do what matters. That's so important. Helping other people, retirement, or leaving a legacy. All in themselves are standalone, really important things. So I'm interested to see in the chat if you could maybe put in where's the kind of two of your top priorities that you would have. Is it 1 and 5? Is it 2 and 6? I think most of us have a heart for helping people, but most of us want financial freedom. Janelle's just put in 1, 3, 4, 6, 8. So many of these things we want because we have a heart for giving and a heart for helping people. 1 and 6, that's better health and helping other people. Yeah, that's kind of me as well. And that financial freedom to enable you to do more. Totally agree. Thank you. So I want to ask you, what if you could create an additional source of income? What if you weren't afraid? I read this book yesterday about Who Moved My Cheese. And one of the biggest things was, what could you do if you weren't afraid? If fear wasn't there, what would you do? Would you have your plan B, or would you be scared to have that? What if you could be involved in a health and wellness space? plug into an established support system. That's so important, because when you often go out on your own, and I know this having set up 2 businesses, it's scary starting out on your own. It's leaving your cheese behind, and you're starting out there and not knowing what you're going out into. So to plug into an established system that works, and to be around a team of like-minded individuals, that is one of the scariest things. Is when you start out on your own and having your own business, a lot of the time you're on your own. And that's not much fun, to be on your own doing it. You want to be bouncing off people and being with like minded people. So that's super important, to be around that. So, how would it feel to be vibrant and energized, become your own boss, own your own business, and enjoy a flexible schedule? And this is all in the nooks and cranny of your day, but building a multi-million dollar, if you want, global business. That's fun. You have so much fun meeting up with all these people all the time. Thank you, Josie. So there's different ways of starting a business. There's one, a retail store, which nowadays so many of these are closing down because the next one is online. So many people, and especially in COVID days, I can certainly tell you that, being in one of these, so my husband is a dental prosthesist, and we were told to shut our denture practice back in March. He was just told, close the doors and we'll let you know when you're reopening them again. Do you know how scary that is, to actually not have any idea where the money's coming from? Everything that still needed to be paid. So he was in professional services, but that is such a costly thing as well. We sold our house so we could buy his practice, so that we wouldn't have debt. So it's a big, big cost that it often is to actually have a professional service or a franchise opportunity. A lot of times people have to either sell their home or take a huge franchises. Josie, what were you saying? What's the normal cost of a franchise? Oh, you're muted, darling.
You were buying a McDonald's, at least $1 million, and you need 750,000 cash in the bank.
So, 1.75 million in debt is a huge amount of money just to have a business that is probably paying what I'm earning now at the moment. And then there's network marketing. And this is why we're all here, because I think network marketing is a little bit of everything above. It's online. It's a professional service. We have doctors. We have, you're going to hear from some incredible women tonight that are professionals that are in it. And it's a bit like owning your own franchise, because you're not doing it on your own. You're plugging into a system that's successful already. So to me, network marketing is all of the above. Thank you. So Josie is going to come on and speak to you about the benefits of network marketing. Thank you, Josie.
Thank you so much for that, G. And so how did I come across network marketing? And so I was working as a director of nursing for 17 years. So it's been my dream to be a nurse. And so here it was in fruition, and I stumbled into aged care management. So 17 years of that, I worked as a director of nursing, and I was a workaholic, working 50, 70 hours a week. And in my 40s, I had my kids. And I found myself completely burnt out at the age of 46. Why? I think it's all the stress is just really pounding myself, to be able to achieve for the company. But then here I was, completely burnt out, physically, emotionally, mentally, just kaput. And so one of my biggest regret is really not being there for my kids. And I could hardly remember when they took their first step and when they first said their first words, because I was not present. And so then someone introduced me to network marketing. And so I jumped in because of the products. And when they introduced me to the top earner in that company here in Australia, like, she was Chinese, could hardly speak English. And I thought, wow, if this lady can make it happen, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to really work from home, so I'd be able to spend more time with my kids. And that's exactly the space I was in for 11 years. And so a lot of people really probably do not understand network marketing. So if you're a guest here today and you're listening to this presentation, I really just encourage you to delve into this, to look into this, because 80% of the people that are involved in this industry are women. There's women power here. And so what are the benefits? So if you are looking for a side hustle or something that you could replace your income over time. So G and I were able to replace our income and more, and starting with a low startup cost. So imagine starting a business with under under $1,500, and you get all in products. And so that, to me, after knowing the benefits it's done for me financially, that is definitely a very low startup cost. Tax advantages. So your laptop, your computer, your whatever it is that you use, to manage your business, that could potentially be a tax advantage. So obviously you need to talk to your accountant about that. But I know in my 11 years, even if I had to travel overseas, I'm expanding in the Philippines, I travel over there, then I do some visit my family and all of that, that those are potentially tax deductions. We have a system. So just similar to a franchise, there is a system. So it's a turnkey where you have everything there. So the people that have gone ahead of us have created these amazing systems that we are now using. So when you jump on board, you don't need to recreate anything. All you need to do is just to jump on. We help you to launch your business and show you the system. Now, number 4 is high income potential. I say this to a lot of women, that if you really understand what network marketing can do for you, where you can build it from home, definitely a high income potential. And so, on my 5th year in network marketing, I was able to replace my income and even more as a director of nursing. So this here, there's so much possibility. And I know there's a lot of people, like my mentor, for example, in America. She's been with this company for 5 years, and she's literally a 7-figure earner a year. And so that is the kind of potential that is available. Work with a team. You can't do this by your own. And so it's a business where it allows you to be able to create a tribe, to be part of a tribe. It's an incredible platform. But what do you need to do to look for a company? And so building your network marketing business allows you to be able to do that from home or anywhere you want. Now, you're going to spend years to be able to build it. Just like any traditional business, there's no such thing as get rich quick scheme. So in this business is to really look at a 2, 3, 5-year proposition to be able to get you to that income level that you really want. And so since you're going to spend your time there, you need to make sure that you're starting with a company that have these 5 criteria. Number 1 is a unique, high quality and consumable product. So you don't want to be selling vacuum cleaner or crock pots or anything like that, because then you have to keep selling it all the time. So what you want to do is to have products that people will need every single day. And so that is the products that we have in LifeVantage. They're high unique. And I can tell you that once you delve into the products that we have, really there's no one else that have the products that we have. Third-party validation. So we're just not saying that this is what these products can do. You need validation. So we have a lot of science backing our products. And so if you look at, we've got a YouTube channel, there's a doctor series, all these doctors and health professionals, in hundreds of them, that talk about our products. But not only that, we have peer review. So we have the product that has the most, what they call a self-funded peer review study, and it is published on a website called PubMed. Be part of a growing trend. And so why not be in the digital world? You can't, the world has changed definitely, especially with the COVID. Most people are working from home. Most people are doing their businesses online. And so health and wellness is a growing trend. It's been a growing trend for many, many years. So it's even more evident now, where people are really wanting to take care of themselves. You need to look at the credentials and the credibility of the company. So we have a publicly traded company. It's a debt-free company. So our books are open. It's really so important to make sure that you're not aligning yourself with a company that's owned by a mom or a dad. This is a publicly traded company. And then, of course, have the opportunities for leverage. So when I joined network marketing, I really didn't understand much about leverage in terms of the financial part of it. But honestly, once you understand that leverage is really not just doing the work yourself, but learning how to create tribes, how to create this network of customers and teams to be able to grow your business. And so that is a nutshell. That's just in a nutshell how to grow, how to start your own business in network marketing. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce you to some of these amazing women that in our company that have built their businesses. Okay, and so we have a principal, school principal. I love this lady. She is from Queensland, Sunny Coast, right? Gillian Joyce worked as a principal, school principal. Then she had kids and she decided to focus instead with her family and her business. So Gillian, we'd love you to share your story.
Thanks so much, Josie, for the introduction. So as Josie said, yes, school principal by trade, and I took leave when I had my children. And it was after my second child that I was introduced to LifeVantage. And for me, it was the product. So a really close girlfriend of mine living on the Sunshine Coast. I live in central Queensland, so a small town, Yeppoon. But a close friend reached out to share the information with me. And in short, because of a family history of illnesses, having lost my dad at a young age and also a sister with a heart condition, health has always been a priority. And I'm a researcher. I've always valued the science. And so for me, when I looked at the information that was available and the science and research behind it all and saw the power of these products, I knew that was something for not only myself, but I wanted to share them with those nearest and dearest to me. So I actually had no intention of building the business, but I was a stay-at-home mum at the time. My youngest was only a few weeks old, and I just knew that I wanted to be able to give this information to people. So the few people I did share with at the time had some incredible results, and naturally they wanted to share with other people as well. And the business started to grow from there. And I quickly realized that this was something that could help me to pay for my own products. Having always worked and being on maternity leave, I, for the first time, was without my own income. So, you know, hubby's very supportive, but being able to have that little bit of income to buy those things for me was a little blessing. And then it grew from there, and I started to establish quite a team. And for me, it became, you know, quite powerful being able to support them to pay for their products and then begin growing their businesses. And it had this knock-on effect. So being new to network marketing, I learned as I went along. The company has some incredible systems and I was able to tap into those. Very simple, duplicatable, and you know, I was just able to share that information with others. And now it has given me so many options. I actually got to the end of my 7 years leave, which is all you're allowed to take with Education Queensland before they say you need to come back or you have to resign. And I was able to relinquish my principal position, which was huge. And I am not going back to that role. I am able to stay home with my children. They are my number one priority. And this has given me that flexibility and those options to be able to work around their timetable and do this business full time, which has been so incredible. So it's been quite the journey. And I'm just so grateful that that one person, that close girlfriend, had the courage to reach out and share this with me when she did. So for me, while it was the products to begin with, the business has, like I said, changed our lives. And, you know, and I'm forever grateful for that because these are products that I will use forever. So thanks so much, Josie, for inviting me on this evening. And I'll hand back over to you.
Thank you so much, Gillian.
Thanks, G.
Now, we're going to go across the water to New Zealand to Deborah Roa, who is a beautiful friend of mine now. I hadn't known Deb before until this business, and that's the beauty of this business. You end up getting such great friends and people, and I've just found out that she's coming in June, and I'm like, she's staying with me. I'm so excited. And I just want to introduce you, and yeah, I'd love you to share your story. So Deb had worked in the community for many years as a health researcher and a social innovator. So Deb, I'd love you to share your story with everyone here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's really nice to catch everyone up on Zoom because the reality is this is pretty much our life at the moment. So Yeah, it's very interesting what gets us on a Zoom like this, and very interesting about our story. And I really love Gillian's story because a few points of hers hit home to me. And what G was saying, you know, I love my job. Still love my community. I loved it so much. Years crept by, and all of a sudden I look back and I was thinking 5 or 6 years have gone by and I just didn't know where it had gone. And I don't know if any of you can feel that, like a year will creep by and another year will creep by. So for me, like our kids have grown up, they've shifted ship, they've gone and lived in other countries, we've got grandchildren. And one day I says to my husband, did you know we're a decade out from retirement? And he goes, what? And I says, we're a decade out from retirement. I says, what is our plan? Because in New Zealand, when you hit 65, the government will look at you and think, you know, Debbie, we thank you so much for your contribution to the workforce, but run along. And it scared the heck out of me. And it really worried me because there was nothing fluffy for us to land in. Even if you own your own home and you're mortgage free, we couldn't, looking at what the pension looks like in this country, wasn't going to do it. So it scared the heck out of me. And, you know, like Gillian, she's, you know, a researcher. She had great results with these products. We were taking these products before the country had opened the opportunity for us for distribution. But when I seen the science of the products, I was just so thankful. I says to Trish, you just, when you have a clear vision of what now your next 10 years will look like, because 10 years is where we were going to end up with nothing, completely changed the way I looked at this. And 2 years on, I can tell you, I'm sitting here in my office. It's dark, but I'd love to give you the view of where I live. But it's just beautiful. And for me to be able to walk away from my job, sit here now, I just want to share the recipe with you. I want to share the system that it's taken me to get from a beautiful job that I love. Don't get me wrong, I still have a lot to do with my community. But for me to be able to now feel so secure about the journey I'm on and sharing it with people I love. I mean, there's a few of my team on here tonight, and we all feel the same. We feel so blessed. We're all here for different reasons, but 10 years from now scared the heck out of me. And I just want to share with you, if you know, you don't know what 65 looks like for you, then come and see me. I can definitely show you the recipe, the system that we have. JC talks about the turnkey system. We've got a turnkey system. We got a turnkey system that brings you into a system where, hey, do this, follow this. It's fantastic. We're in this book club. Oh, I could go on. But the community, this bunch of people that are in this Zoom tonight, all my friends that were on this journey together. We're talking about the beaches we're going to go and sit in a couple of years from now, but it's just beautiful. I mean, just come and talk to us. But I never thought I'd do this. Like Gillian, here we are. Here I am, sitting in my office. I can do that. So thank you so much for inviting me. Love being here, love sharing my story, so many other stories, but I'll leave that for another time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deb. Isn't it amazing? You know, with technology nowadays, we can gather online all the time. So now let's go back to Sydney, Australia. So I want to introduce Jean. Jean was a nurse, so her background is a nursing profession, and now she's managing her mom's, what is it called, the childcare facility. So she is one of the leaders here in Australia. She's a hard worker and really has developed an international business already. So over to you, Jean.
Thank you for that, Tita Josie. Welcome everyone and good morning. That's our greeting anyway, good morning, instead of just to invite positivity. Well, I am Premier Pro 6 here in LifeVantage, and I'm Jean Banay, by the way, and a registered nurse, but currently I'm working in my mom's, one of the childcare businesses of my mom, and I'm managing one of them. And before getting involved in network marketing, I have 2 jobs, working day in the childcare and working as a nurse nighttime. My situation is overwhelming. I am really mentally and physically tired, and you know, the chronic illnesses are building up. well, of course, the reason why I'm working hard are to make ends meet and save money for our holidays because we love travels. But is this really it? Is this really the purpose why I'm doing what I'm doing? That's are the question that I have in mind. What about when I stop working? Would I still be able to sustain my lifestyle? Or when I retire, would my pension be enough for me and my husband? So I started looking for a way to be able to sustain my lifestyle even I retire or stop working from 8 to 5 job. Much that I wanted to have or to put my own business, I do not have enough capital to start with. So I chose marketing instead. Why? Because this kind of business model gave me the opportunity to start a business with a very low capital. That's what Tita Josie mentioned a while ago, with so much flexibility with time and incredible income schemes. Of course, with this business, I was able to stop my second job. Woohoo! And when I was building my network from the previous company, my upline, that's Tita Josie, mentor and coach in that network company, introduced LifeVantage to me and my husband. And she discussed her reason why she's moving to LifeVantage. Well, we were amazed of the compensation plan that it's incomparable compared to different network marketing companies. We were skeptical though at that time because we don't know about the products, but we said yes immediately because we do not want to miss the opportunity. Good thing we said yes because if not, maybe we are regretful by this time. We applied the same effort and strategies in the business, and guess what? In just 29 days after we've joined, we've ranked advanced to Pro 6. That's 2 level higher than the previous rank we have in the previous company. We got the travel incentives of Pro 5 Summit, all expense paid from airfare, airport transport, accommodation, training, tours, and meals. Imagine that. The earnings we've got for the first year was unbelievable. It's like a year of an income of a typical employee. But the big bonus is the product. It improves our health condition. Not only us, also our parents, our siblings, the entire family actually. Indeed, LifeVantage is the opportunity for a lifetime. So that's all, folks. Thank you very much for listening. You're muted.
G, G,
Yes, Tita.
you're G. It's G.
Hi. So we just want to say thank you so much for coming on this evening and listening to us. We want to encourage you. You might be one of 3 people at the moment. So you might decide that you'd like to start your own business, having heard our stories and thought, what have I got to lose? And that's what I would say to you, what have you got to lose? What, if you weren't afraid, what would you do? Or you might say, I would like to have some more information. And we've got a ton of research. This was just a snippet. We have got overviews with all about the products and what they do and everything that we can send to you. Or you might think, you know what? I don't know if this is for me. I love my job and I don't really need this, but I know somebody that this would be right up their alley, and we'd love you to invite them to get in touch with the person that invited you this evening. So we want to thank you so much for coming on. And we just want to end now with a beautiful quote that is from Marianne Williamson. So over to you, Josie. You need to unmute.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous?
Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you.
We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone.
And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated, liberates others.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming on this evening. And get back to the person that recommended you here if you'd like any more information. Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you, G. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.